La 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 la. Just me. I'm slightly freaking out about who I'm going to be interviewing today. Yeah, so this is going to be a good one. I know it will be, but the nerves are kind of getting me.
Welcome to Anchor Your Dreams. This is a space for the women who carry big dreams and quiet or loud, really very loud, doubts, often at the same time. I'm your host, Megan McQuillan, and here we explore what it means to stay anchored while you grow. So take a breath. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The journey begins now.
Today, I'm here with Mint Cleaning, Robyn and Monika, a local company from Vancouver Island, which we have in common. Yay! Love the island. I'd love for both of you to just share in your own words your journey from where Mint Cleaning was conceived to where you are today.
Oh wow! How much time do you have?
We'll try to be snappy.
Yeah, we'll give this the Coles Notes version.
We
Yes.
like just kind of how we met. We were both kind of new moms, and there's this kind of mom get together. And I had lived in Ucluelet for quite some time, and I noticed this new mom in the room, and I was like, "Who's that?" And she had her twins. She just moved from Tofino, and we both were talking to other people about how we plan on doing a bit of a cleaning business because there's such a need here with vacation rentals and B&Bs. And a mutual friend was like, "You two are saying the same thing. You should talk." So we started talking there, and we hit it off right away. We were already just laughing together and just could tell right away that we would get along. So we went for a walk the next day and literally decided to start a cleaning business together the next day. And within that week, we had like a full client list, and within a month we had a full staff, and it just kind of took off right away it was just such a need. So and you can kind of go from there.
Okay, so we have this cleaning business. We're using all the I'm sure a lot of people know this story, and if you watch our Dragon's Den episode, we kind of told it, but we started getting sick from all the cleaning chemicals, right? And bought a few eco-friendly cleaning products. They weren't really working for us, and so then we just started making our own, and we were showing it on Instagram. We never planned on selling it. We just really wanted to use it for ourselves and our staff. And people on Instagram were like, "Hey, would you ever sell that?" We're like, I guess we can. And so we sold a couple of mason jars of our cleaning scrub, and it sold within the first hour. And we were both looking at ourselves like, maybe we have something
make another
here.
batch for tomorrow.
Make another batch for tomorrow. And they would just be like selling it daily. And then we're like, okay, well, let's make an all-purpose cleaner. Let's make a glass cleaner. And then before you know it, within a couple months, we had an entire line of cleaning products that we were selling online, and it just took off.
We kind of had both businesses running. That started taking off. We got a Shopify account, but then our cleaning business was still so busy. So I think it was 2021. So we started in 2016. 2021, we decided, let's just hand off the cleaning business and fully go with the products. It had this whole momentum. We had this amazing community online, and we just felt like we did this really good intuition that something was there. And so we dropped the cleaning business and did the products only. And now we're in like 250 stores across Canada, while we have our own store here where we do everything, and at Dragon's Den and some awards. And that's just been amazing. Like we're always like cleaning products. Like, who knew?
Well, I love also like cleaning products. Everyone has to use them. But for me personally, I've actually like burnt my nose like inside from bleach in the past. So I can't use bleach at all anymore. I hate the smell of certain things, and I can be quite sensitive to scents in general. And when I ordered your guys' stuff, I literally was like walking around my house cleaning everything and everything because it smelled so good. It's like the perfect concentration of scent. It's not like super overpowering, but it leaves a great scent, also does a really good job, and it kind of energizes me all at the same time. It's like,
that's the difference with using an essential oil, a pure plant-based scent, rather than that fake scent. That fake scent is filled with so many toxic chemicals. They're so bad for you. Yeah, the synthetic fragrances. And it will just give you such that massive headache. With the pure essential oils, that's not going to do that. So it actually makes you feel good.
Yeah,
and
it's
makes
like a spa.
Yeah,
at the spa.
Totally.
Yeah, sometimes I just walk around and just, I think this needs a little spray today.
Cleaner is like a deodorizer all the time. Just like Multi-purpose.
My daughter actually asked the other day, do they make toothpaste?
Oh gosh. Add it to the list.
Well, I'm sure.
The messages daily of requests. We just got one today. It was like, will you plan on making an insect killer for indoor plants?
Yeah.
Well, you have some amazing products. Another one I actually bought for my mom for Christmas was the shampoo and conditioner, because the rosemary and mint is just like a fabulous combination. And both of us used to buy, I can't remember what product had it, but anyways, and it's been hard to find rosemary for years. Like we haven't been able to find. So she mentioned it, and then I saw that you guys had it on your site. So I quickly bought that for her, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. She will definitely be a returning customer for that. So it sounds like you guys connected and started a business within sort of one day. Now, it's probably pretty unheard of where people are able to do that. What is it about the two of you, like your relationship and your energy, that really helps you to keep this going together as a team?
Well, it kind of is funny. If you knew me, you know that I'm like pretty introverted. I don't show it necessarily in the public, but for me personally, to start a business with somebody that I only met in a day was like a big deal. I got a lot of my friends who didn't know Monica were like, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this? But it was just kind of like that inside feeling that you get that you can't explain. I think connection and chemistry, it can happen with a loved one, a partner, as well as friendship. I think when you just click, you click. And I think it was like that battle between my heart and my mind. My mind was like, is this stupid? Should I do this? But then I just knew, like, we just hit it off so quickly.
And we always say too, I think it's been a benefit to us to be business partners before friends, because it's been so good for our business. Our business always comes first in our relationship, and we are able to separate that. It's not like we were lifelong besties that started a business, where I could see that could go either way too. But we kind of always say, I think it's because for us, we were business partners and our friendship really grew from there. For now, like, Robyn's my best friend now, and sister. Like, it's more than that. We are so connected, and or like wife. I don't even know what we are anymore, but we're something more than like a friendship. But it is always the first part of our relationship was always mint and like that first and foremost. So I think for us, that's always one. And thank God neither of us was like a psychopath or something weird, because like it could have really gone.
It could have gone bad for sure. But that's
leap of faith for sure.
It's part of taking that risk. And I think for our relationship, like Monica said, it is sort of like a family sister, where she has her own friends, I have my own friends, and we cross sometimes, but we do keep that part separate too, which I think is really healthy. We both have our personal lives, but then it is that like sisterly relationship, so it's a cool dynamic.
I love that, because like you guys always on like your reels, you guys have so much fun together. I actually met you at the Parksville event for Empower Women in Canada. You guys spoke at that, and I'm also a very like introverted type person, and I very like meekly was like, hi.
It's hard for us.
And I'm like, this feels like I've pushed myself a little out of my comfort zone to do that. But I'm so glad I did, because you guys had
outside.
Yes.
It was so funny. I'm like, I've met you before this whole time. So that's where it was.
But I kind of like lingered off in the distance, and I'm like, no, Megan, just go say hi. They are totally chill, grounded people. Like, you've heard them speak. Like, you're gonna be okay. And then I just was like, hi. And I think I just like froze and didn't really know what to say. But nonetheless, it was good experience for me in that moment. And you guys were so gracious to just say hi back and just kind of
like the Princess of Arabia, don't talk to us.
Well, that's the thing, like that's my introverted side makes me see everybody as like royalty, you know what I mean? But also seeing you guys speak, you guys were so funny. I loved everything that you spoke about, and just like being authentic. And that is what I saw, right? In person. I've seen your stuff online. I've seen your reels. You're hilarious. In your speech, you brought in that humor, but then you were so authentic and just grounded in that moment, the energy that you were sharing in the room, which also very much helped, right? To see you guys as humans as well, humanizing when people are online and influencers and things, like there is a piece of that that kind of gets lost over the internet and in social media. But seeing you guys speak and talking to you in person, right? And that's why I like this podcast, because we get to have these stories of different people and humanize the small businesses and support them and everything. So that was my little sort of experience of meeting you guys, and it's been amazing to just continue to watch and see your reels and the fun. That's one thing that I forget to do sometimes, is to have fun on social media. And watching some of your reels, it was inspiring to make some of my own silly ones. But how do you come up with all of these ideas? Do you have like content creation sessions in your business and then start building on that, or are these just like, hey, let's do this today?
Yeah, it's more loosey goosey for sure. We once in a while we'll get a little more organized, or we kind of have an idea of like, hey, we'll showcase this product this week and maybe a tip on this and then some funny ones. But there's no like, it's funny. We'll talk to other collaborators and just hearing they're like, I'll get you in touch with so and so and we'll figure out the day. Is February 6th a good day for? We're like, oh God, like, yeah, whatever. So we're so easy breezy. And I know for us, we go with the flow. Like sometimes you'll post something and it does a lot better than you think it's going to do. So then you're like, okay, well, I'll post a kind of crappier reel the next day because that one will carry that. And then, we like to be pretty loose with it and just kind of go with what's happening that week. Often we're just sitting here and we see something funny and we're like, let's just do it right now. So it's kind of like anything artistic or whatever. You have to just do it in the moment. I find a hard time planning that kind of stuff for the most part, unless it's how to use products or something like that. Yeah.
Fair. I am often sort of the same. Like it's easier for me to do something in the moment, which is, I think sometimes I just get going and then it just sort of takes a life of its own. And how you guys put it out there, the reels are hilarious and funny, but the fact that it's also about cleaning, right? I think that, the bringing back the joy of cleaning, because sometimes it's not fun. Like I used to, before kids, everything had a place, everything was dusted, it was vacuumed all the time. And now I'm just like, oh,
We all let it go,
right. So watching the videos and even having the products in the house and using them, it brings it together, right? Thinking about the fun that people can have with something that is a necessity.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we never want to push. We never want to push sales. We don't want to be pushy sales. People are boring, static. Like, look at our product again. We want to make cleaning fun, and we want to be that smile on people's day when they're scrolling. There's enough doom out there. There's enough doom and gloom, especially now. So we're just like, let's just be that fun thing that somebody can have a little chuckle in the day and maybe learn something another day. But yeah, I know my mom, it's something I share, but my mom always laughs. She's like, if I went to your Instagram, I wouldn't even know you had a cleaning product. So I'm like, good, that's what we want. We don't want to put it in people's face. And so, yeah, I think that's just again, with the authentic thing, just being fun, being ourselves, and selling products is a bonus.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of this has really come with some ease, as in like you guys met each other, connected, the cleaning business took off, and then the product creation and everything around that, and everyone was buying it. What sort of challenges have you guys come across in your years of business?
Oh,
how much time you got?
Yeah. I think, we get challenged weekly, daily. It's always there. I think, starting a business, we don't have any business expertise. We didn't know kind of anything about anything. So about shipping, about packaging, about, leases. I don't know. It just we definitely learned as we went along. I don't know if there any like specific challenges that you want to speak to, but
I think rising costs and goods, shipping costs, Canada Post strikes, like you never know. One time our Instagram got hacked. Like you never know things that come along that just cause different problems. We ordered 50,000 of the wrong triggers.
Yeah.
We ordered 10,000 wrong bags for bath soap. Like the list goes on.
Yeah. But you have to be like, you have to see the humor in it too. And I think a big value to us is like kind of showing that side as well on Instagram. Is like, listen, you might think that we're this big business and that we're so successful, but we have our problems too, and relate to us a little bit. I think that's really important for businesses to share that side, which is kind of new for businesses, right? You're not seeing Coca-Cola do that. So I think that's part of the shift that we're seeing with entrepreneurship, is that being more authentic, showing the human side, showing behind the scenes, which I think is really important.
A big credit to Robyn, like starting this business. I would just get stuck at such a small business minded like market kind of, where she's like, okay, who do we contact to get to this level to get baking soda from the highest up? How do we? And she
Mhm.
just bootstrapped, like she would just start emailing people and calling and putting herself out there. Like, so it just goes to show, as she mentioned, we don't have business backgrounds, but she would always say a quote you always said is like, if they can do it, so can I. And all the credit to our growth of that kind of stuff goes to Robyn. Like she just really would
Mhm.
just reach out to people and figure out where I was just like,
I
oh,
like
this,
it. It's like a
yeah,
puzzle. It's like a
yeah,
path. Okay, they're here. What
Mm.
yeah,
was the path that got them there? How do I get them there? Like I
yeah.
would see an ingredient, say, okay, what is this ingredient in another product? Okay, and then research that. Okay, where do I get that? Where do I
Yeah.
get that? I want to try that.
Yeah.
It's just really, I find that kind of
Mhm.
fun.
Well,
Mhm.
and that's, I mean, in small business or even in a lot of different challenging careers, if you only focus on the problem but not the solution, you get
Mhm.
stuck and you don't carry forward and you don't move on. And it clearly shows that you guys have been able to overcome so many different things. I mean, even just being on Dragon's Den, I mean, the whole
Mhm.
process, I'm sure, for applying to be on there and everything that you've had to do, all the different things behind the scenes, as well as
Mhm.
just being on the show and having it aired, I'm sure also brings some things with that too. Like, how much scaling did you have to go up now that you've been on Dragon's Den? All those little things that come with each different growth that you take and step forward.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
our episode aired mid-November, which is also our craziest, busiest quarter,
Mhm.
like for any business, right? Christmas. So it was quite interesting. We got through it, but it was, and then the Canada Post strike and so it was pretty insane. But we always laugh through everything. We always find a solution. I like that word. That's a big thing. We even
Mhm.
try to share that with our staff. If there's problem, come to us with a problem, but also your immediate
Yeah.
solution is kind of like our theme. And same with us. We love problem solving. It's like, okay, this happened. What are we
Yeah.
going to do? And we love figuring out. So I think we've kind of gotten a high off any issue we've had is like finding out how we're going to navigate
Mhm.
that and how we're going to fix it. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, but it was a crazy time for that to be aired. And the
Yeah.
amount of support, the new customer base, the new, like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's a whole thing. And the amount, like the support is just insane. And how many people saw the episode? Like people come in all the time,
Yeah.
tourists here in our store, and they're like, oh, I saw you in Dragon's Den. I'm like, oh wow. So it's been amazing.
I feel like pretty soon you're gonna have like a sign out front that says, on
Yeah.
like home of
Yeah.
the Dragon's
As
Den,
seen on Dragon's
They're
Den.
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I
yeah.
love that. I mean, it's funny because where you guys are on the island is actually quite remote.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So even for me, an islander, to think about you guys being able to scale this business the way that you have in such a small remote place, I think is also so inspiring, right? Like to think that you can build such a large, like a scaled business with production and distribution and all this
Yeah.
from a remote area is pretty wild to me. So how have you guys been able to find that staying where you are still makes sense for you, like
Mhm.
to be able to run your business from that space?
Well, it's a funny story. My first pregnancy was twins, so I had twins, and I remember freaking out to my mom, and my mom said to me, "You know what? You don't know any different. You'll never know what it's like to have one single baby, so just don't worry about it." And so I think that's the same with us. We don't know any different. We're in this small town. We started here. We are had to deal with the shipping logistics, right? We don't know how good it can be.
Yeah.
So
This is great.
this
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
So everyone says that, and it's funny. And people are like, "Oh, it must be so difficult." I'm like, "Ah,
Yeah.
no, it just is business. It is what it is, and we're making it work. And
Yeah.
we found solutions. We pivoted, and luckily we do have Canada Post and Canpar and UPS. So
We're good.
we're good. And I think the support of the community
Yeah.
is so huge. I think there's so many advantages to being in Ucluelet compared to like a big city starting out a small business. We kind
Mm.
of have that like small town vibe, that kind of
Every community member
yeah.
here was our first supporters. They would come to like my house. I remember would be the pickup location for the mint
Mhm.
product. So it started with our community here, and then they're sharing the love. They're like, I want to send one to my mom here. I told
Yeah.
them to follow you. So the community, the small town thing is that I think is a win
Mhm.
versus like, yeah, you start off with that community base that has your back and supporting you. And
Mhm.
one of the local stores wanted to sell our products. And so yeah, like she said, we don't know any different. And also we look at it as a win.
It definitely sounds like, well, in a lot of ways, community support is really a foundation to helping, right? And having that support surrounding you, it also, I'm sure, has boosted your confidence from the very beginning of getting that feedback and knowing that what you're doing is what your community needs and wants. And then on that bigger scale as well. It just
Mhm.
spreads like so fast. Yeah. Yeah.
Community is everything. We bring that up all the time with, our Instagram followers, our social media, our newsletter followers. Like, it's all community. And I think that's like how Robyn said, how businesses didn't do that. And now this is a thing where people can follow your journey
Yeah.
and they want to support you. They start feeling like friends. And in our DMs, these people are now like, they come visit, and I was like tearing up with one crying because it's like, I don't know her, but we've DM'd so much over the years. And so you just really get that community, and they want to have your backs. They want to support you, and they're there to call you out if they don't think something you're doing is right. And
Mhm.
I just think we wouldn't be anywhere without
Yeah.
our community.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's clear, like on social media, the community and the comments, and you guys are in there. That's the other thing that I also really loved about one of the things that you spoke about was you guys take the time to also communicate with your community. And I think that's also a huge thing. And that's something I always try to remind myself, Megan, you're on social media.
Yeah.
Like you need to be a little social with people, kind of thing. But so seeing that and hearing you guys talk about it kind of just was an sort of like, right, okay, Megan, that's another thing for everything that I'm doing that I also want to make sure that I'm keeping up with as well, is not leaving people on red, just like seeing
Yeah.
a comment, acknowledging them because it makes them feel heard and seen, and also just again connects them back to you. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
on the other side of being a customer, so like we get some emails where you like joke, I'm like, do they know they're actually emailing a human being right now? Like you're emailing us. Like we're seeing this email come in like a customer being like so cold and curt and like I want this or whatever. And it just like, I think it goes both ways. Like when you email a business, you need to know that you're emailing a human being and you're often emailing the founder of that business. Like, can we
Especially a
just
small
Yeah.
business.
yeah, can we just be a little bit nicer here? Let's get down to the basics. Like, okay,
We always win them
take a
over
breath.
once
Yeah.
we email them back. But yeah, it's sometimes it's funny.
It's funny. A lot of these people think that businesses are so huge. You're just emailing some bot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But no, we're actually, yeah.
It's true. And I think in the world of AI and all these automations, I think a lot of people do think that as soon as you get to a certain level in business, that all of a sudden you're no longer actually kind of doing a lot of these day-to-day things. You're kind of over here and you're just
Mhm.
overseeing things, but you're not actually in your business. And I
Mhm.
think that's the thing that I also really felt connected to when you guys spoke in Parksville, was that you guys were still so much a part of the business and
Mhm.
doing day-to-day things that it was like, yes, because I actually love doing certain things. Like I love back end work and being part of different things in the things that I do. So I think it's great. And it's just a reminder that whether you're small or you start to scale up, you still need to be part of it, because that's who people are buying from. People are buying from, yes, they love your product, but you also are the face of the product, right? And
Totally.
going back to what you were saying about corporations and everything, people want to see the humans behind the business. And everything comes with that, right? The triumphs, the things that all your big wins, but also the challenges too, and having transparency. And I think that's where people are really starting to want to be able to see more behind the scenes, how people are showing up every day, how they're living, and just, yeah, what their kind of life looks like in some ways.
100%.
Totally. Yeah.
Mhm.
So do you guys do like goal setting for each year? Do you have goals that you want to reach? What do you guys do for that, for goal setting and reaching a next level in your business?
It's always it's on a scrap piece of paper every year for some reason.
Before we keep going, I want to pause for a moment. If this conversation is resonating with you, if you are craving more space to think, create, and be supported, you should know about Solace Collective. It's the co-working and community space I created for women who are building something meaningful. Whether you join us in person or through our virtual membership, Solace Circle, it's not about productivity hustle. It's about having a place to land while you grow. You can learn more in the show notes. We'd love to welcome you.
It's funny, like we're not fancy. This is what it looks like.
Literally.
It's literally chicken scratch. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I should add that in there.
Yeah.
So there's little arrows and everything. But we do this every year. This is like our third year of doing this. And I kid you not, 99% of the stuff comes true.
Yeah, our 2024 was insane, and some of them were jokes. Like one was literally a reel reached 12 million views, and one of our reels, like we got quite a few over a million. One was specifically 12 million views, and like just funny things like that, like all the little things. And
we didn't even apply to Dragon's Den, and I just put randomly go on Dragon's Den, and the dragons fight over us.
Yeah,
like I literally had that on my 2020 on our 2024 list, and I was just like, I look back like, you know, in November, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that actually came true.
Yeah.
There's so, like, if anything there's so much power in that, in writing it down, putting that in your brain. It is like shocking what you can accomplish when you write things down. And I think such a short amount of time.
My advice would be to keep it low key. I think for me too, I always imagine worlds. I want things to be perfect. So to my head, it had to be this perfect visiony type board with and all right. And then it's just learning, like, just start writing it down on a piece of paper. This is literally like a scrap. It's like an old printed. Yeah. So I think that's the key is like, just with, it's like how we're saying motivation with creativity. It's like that when it strikes to start writing it down, don't like have a planned out moment. If I'm going to do goal setting today, it's like, it doesn't work like that. Right. It's like anything to strike when it's
and get crazy. Like if you want 12 million views on, like, write it down.
We want new cars. I'm seeing it. We want new cars for 20.
So it's pretty cool. Highly recommend.
What's your number one goal for this year out of your list?
Oh,
I want
it's a tough one.
Manufacturing dialed is boring, but
yeah.
Big celebrity endorses us. That was a fun one.
That's a fun one. We do have $2 million in each of our personal accounts, so I don't know that
we went big.
Okay. You know, writing it down and talking about it, you know, it's all getting out there.
Yeah, we have a few like juicy little business stuff. So this isn't really personal. This is more business. We really want our distribution dialed. We're taking on a deal with Brian Scudamore from Dragon's Den. So we have a couple stuff with that. And anyway, it's kind of boring stuff, but
I saw Celebrity. That was the most fun.
Yeah. So.
But boring stuff is necessary stuff too, right? In business. And that's the whole part of it as well, is like, yes, we can talk about all the fun stuff, but there is the side of business that isn't necessarily fun, but it's necessary to keep going. And I think sometimes that's the key part, is also bringing and bridging the gap between the two things, having fun, having the celebrity endorsement written down underneath the boring thing. And then when you look at that and you're reading, you're like, okay, let's get the boring thing done and find that solution to get that done. And then we can focus on finding that celebrity that we want. If you could pick, what celebrity would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. I've been trying to get Bird's Papaya for a long time. We met her last year. We got a follow from her this year, which was big, but she's pretty influential. So I would. But
that's more
that's more influencer celebrity. Jennifer Aniston.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Love Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I always get like, it's like I'm obsessed with movies and celebrities, but when I'm put on the spot about celebrities, like my mind goes blank and I can't.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, Paul Rudd. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
He's got great hair.
Conan O'Brien. Oh my goch. I used to watch his show all the time when I was younger. Hilarious. I just about in the year 2000. Okay, sorry. That's like that's where my head goes when I think of Conan O'Brien. Every single time, that's what my brain like sings in.
It's a piece of my heart for being a kid watching late night. Like, I just love it so much.
Yeah, that was a good show for sure. So going back to some of the boring stuff in business, what do you guys do to get through some of the more mundane things? How do you keep yourselves motivated?
It's a tough one. I think shipping logistics is quite boring. So I would say use your team. Like if you are struggling with something, for example, I struggle with social media, to be honest. It is a drainer. So you have your chargers and your drainers. So I actually find myself being creative and doing reels and stuff, it drains me. So Monika loves it and she's really, really good at that. So she kind of spearheads that whole thing. She kind of just, okay, I'm going to put you in here, blah, blah, blah. Whereas I get charged up by figuring out solutions for packaging and manufacturing and that kind of thing, like having those relationships on the back end. So I think really using your skill set and your team to your benefit, like I'm
so opposite. We say that a lot. Like I'm definitely love marketing, social media, like all that kind of stuff. That charges me. Whereas like shipping meetings I turn into that reel of myself just staring off to space, like just lost. And so Robyn's so we're
lucky that way,
because we just do the things each other don't like and meet in the middle. And
well, it sounds like you're celebrating each other's like differences and like what you're like superpowers are, right?
Yeah.
And taking those on and just like understanding that what each other is really good at. When did you first need to start hiring out? Like at what point of your business were you like, okay, we need someone to come
Mhm.
in and start packing these boxes?
Right.
You know, like at what level do you feel like that was your number one
Mhm.
thing? Okay, we need to spend more time doing other things that we're more passionate about within our
Mhm.
business.
It started like kind of slowly for sure. We obviously had one helper. So our manager who was running our cleaning business for us, she was like she would work in the afternoons helping us pack orders, and then we hired another one, and then it kind of started slow, and then we got hired like an office manager to help us with our employees and everything. And then we kind of noticed that we would have a lot of morning meetings, the two of us. Because we would be packing orders ourselves and everything. We still do it sometimes. And then those morning meetings were like ended up like there was a lot of work in them, and they ended up going into the afternoon. And now it's kind of progressed. Our full-time job is basically running the business on the back end and being on the
Mhm.
computer and doing social media and stuff. And then we've really hired out the people to help us pack the orders, fill the bottles,
Yeah.
help with the store and stuff like that. So it's happened really gradually.
Yeah,
But
from
it's been
1
great.
to 14 now. We're
Yeah.
14 staff now. And yeah, like she said,
Mhm.
we were lucky because we had our cleaning business. So it was kind of perfect because we could kind of pull some of those girls who were interested and like, I'll come fill bottles and do this
Mhm.
instead. So yeah, we were lucky that we kind of just didn't have to commit to hiring somebody because we didn't know where it was going at that point. But we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, we got a lot of. Remember our first, like, we'd have our phone ping on when the Shopify.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
still
And
have
yeah,
it. I still
yeah.
get really excited every time I hear the ping of an order. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, so
Um,
it was cool, but
mhm.
we were lucky that we could just play safely with that at first. And then when we realized, okay,
Mhm.
we're packing full time, we can't keep up with our cleaning business. Like it just there was this moment I remember, and it was July
Yeah.
2021. We were like, okay, let's just do it. And I think our husbands were worried because at that
Mhm.
time our cleaning business was busy no matter what. This town always needs cleaners, and it was a sure thing where the products were like, is this just like a bit of hype right now and it'll fade, or what's going
Mhm.
to happen? So we were, yeah.
I had like an entrepreneur friend gave us a really good piece of advice. If you can hire out, like do it. Whereas like you use your skill set behind the scenes to grow the
Yeah.
business, you can hire someone to fill a bottle,
Mhm.
right? And so I think a lot of us like get nervous, like take you giving up that control. What you can give up, please do it, and then you can focus on behind the scenes to actually grow
Mhm.
the business for sure.
Yeah,
Our team is
that
better
is
than us now at everything. Like embarrassing. Like during Christmas, there's obviously times where it's so
Yeah,
busy and the stacks are this big. Rob and I are out on the floor helping, but I feel like people are just like
it's undercover
annoyed by
boss.
us. They're pissed, and I'm
like
like,
you
yeah,
guys are cramping our
after here,
style.
yeah,
We have a
totally.
system, but
I'm just like
Yeah,
dumping it. I'm like, oh, sorry,
we're
it's
not
just
helping.
yeah, like it's
Yeah,
pretty.
it's a good point in your business when you're no longer helping. Like, let them do it.
Yeah,
It's good. You're doing good.
let them.
Yeah, that's that.
That's the
So yeah.
oh, love that. So balancing
oh boy.
business and
Yeah.
home. What does
Mm.
that look like for you?
We actually decided to cut out the word balance this
Yeah.
year
It doesn't
because it
exist.
doesn't exist because it's
Mhm.
just another thing women aren't doing good enough. Like it's
Yeah.
just another pressure. It's like now I got to find balance on top of everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think my favorite quote is from my mom. And like I have 3 kids, Robyn has twins, busy
Mhm.
businesses. We both have Airbnbs. We have a lot going on. And her advice to me, she was a single mom and working and going to school. And she used to always say, like, quality over quantity. So when you're with your kids, take off the phone, give them that
Mhm.
energy and be present. And then that's way better than just being there all the time but not really engaging, right?
Mhm.
So I try to remember that. I'm like, hey, I have all these things to do, but I'm at home. Okay, I'll do this puzzle with this kid, and then I'll do this with this kid, and try to do that. But the
Mhm.
balance thing is just
Yeah, it's a tough one.
it's the word that gives me anxiety a bit because I know I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so
Mhm.
another good
Mhm.
I
analogy is like Chow says, we all have balls in the air and some of them are glass, some of them are plastic. And she's like, let the plastic ones go if you can. Keep the important ones up. But like, are there
Mhm.
things in your life right now you can let go?
Yeah.
And I think that's naturally balanced. And I'm
Mhm.
focusing on that now. I'm like, that's a plastic ball. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go to this dinner. I don't really want to go plastic ball. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do this plastic ball. So,
Determine in your life what are glass balls and what are plastic balls.
yeah.
And then when, shit
Yeah.
hits the fan, what can you let go of? I love that.
I love that analogy. Actually, it's funny, like I don't often like to like balance is one of those words that it's everyone uses it all the time, but I've
Mhm.
always said like that it's fleeting. It's just like it's
Mhm.
always moving. There's never like an end goal of getting to balance because
Totally.
things just move and shift and you need flexibility here and flexibility there. One of the I'm also a legal assistant, but one of the lawyers that I used to work for, I remember her telling me like a lot of the times her best moments with her kids were just driving them to school, just like
Mhm.
taking that time in the car, just going from one place to another and just having those moments. It's quality, right? You don't get the quantity because you're just driving them from one place to another, but you're getting that quality time, and that undivided attention is given to them. And that's when, so that's something that I always kept in my mind too. But I also like the idea of the glass versus the
Mhm.
plastic, which now you guys actually have plastic bottles. So sorry,
Drop
this is
'em,
this is
throw 'em
this
around.
is my brain. I'm like, I seen your plastic container behind you, and
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You can throw those
yeah,
around.
Yeah, we struggled with the glass versus plastic bottles and cleaning products. We're like, is everyone going to get mad at us? Like, are we, And
Mhm.
then we're like, well, plastic is refillable too. Plastic, where we got them from, they use 65% plastic, come from recycled plastics. And actually, the feedback's been amazing. So
Yeah.
we were so worried that we were going to get judged, or because we kind of got lumped in when we started it, we got lumped into the kind of zero waste
Yep.
category too, where we're like, our goal was just making products that didn't hurt us anymore, like make your nose, like the bleach, right? So
yeah.
so yeah, we kind of got lumped in with the whole like no plastic free and all this stuff. We're like, oh, we didn't ever say that, but it's been amazing. And
Mhm.
it's one of those things we were nervous about it a bit, but
Mhm.
we listened. Our people wanted it, and yeah,
We're big on the refill, reusing. So we're not
Mhm.
against plastic, we're
Yep.
against single-use plastics.
Yeah,
We're against
exactly.
throwing away a lot of plastic. So you buy a plastic bottle, that can last forever.
Yeah,
Keep refilling it.
yeah.
Totally. And during that conference in Parksville, there was somebody there who was talking about sustainability in business, and talking about how to think that we can just have every single thing sustainable in our business is like,
No.
it's going to harm the business more than anything to think that we can just have everything so sustainable,
Yeah.
and that it's okay to look for different ways to be sustainable. So you guys already have done that. You're already getting the refilling, having refilling stations.
Mhm.
So plastic, yes. Also recyclable. Glass is getting harder and harder to recycle. And
Mhm.
from my experience, so if plastic is easy to recycle, plus you can buy clothing made out of recycled plastic, you
Mhm.
can buy all these different things. It I think it makes sense in a lot of ways. And if your
Mhm.
feedback has been amazing, then that also is proof in the pudding that it's okay to shift and change. And it sounds like the audience and the community kind of decided for you that you were going to be in this sort of like have this voice about sustainability and eco, like that kind of
Mhm.
system and everything. But I love that you guys have taken that and decided, well, no, we
Mhm.
can also be sustainable and do this. It's the
Yeah.
and also. And I love that, because as small businesses, you have to think outside of the box. You have to pivot. You have to do things differently all the time. Also, know that not everybody is going to join you, and that's okay too.
And we brought our community along for all these journeys. We talk about it before it happens. We
Mhm.
do polls on our
Yeah.
stories. We're like, what do you guys think? And the
Mhm.
feedback. And of course, you get a few that are like, don't do it. But I feel like the majority was there. And that's always been part of it. Anything we do, any new product, we always have the input. We came out with a candle. We're like, what name should we have it? We love involving our community. And I think that's earned a lot of trust as well with what we're deciding on. They know we have their interests there. We know that we put them into account in everything
Mhm.
that we've decided. So yeah.
Which is so incredible when a company does involve their community, because it makes the customers feel like they've been involved in some way, shape, or form. And like you
Mhm.
said, it's also building that trust with them. So it's those are definitely things that I myself am still continuing to learn, like putting out those, like, I do find social media draining mostly. I'm also more of like a problem solver. I
Mhm.
love to solve problems. If anyone says I can't find, well, guess who's going to find it for you?
Yeah, that's me.
Um, but also, I think one of the things that you guys said too was just like, it's an experiment. Every time you go on social media, it's just like an experiment. So have fun with it. So that's something that I've definitely taken since that talk, and really has been less draining, I would say. Just like
Mhm.
reframing social media as something that is just an experiment, and that you can put something out there and it can get thousands or millions of views,
Mhm.
or something out there that's just like crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crickets. Well, guess what? The crickets are still feedback. It's not
Yeah.
bad, it's just feedback.
And I like this thing. It showed kind of, you're like, oh, I only got 50 likes on this thing, but then it showed a picture of 50 people. And then it said like, I only got 100 likes, and it shows still a lot of people. And you know what I mean? So even if you only had, 100 people see something, that's 100 people. That's a lot of people that saw your post. If you look at it and
Right.
picture of that many people. Yeah. So
I just read something, it was either today or yesterday, and it said, if 20 people high-fived you in person, you would be like, whoa, this is so incredible, amazing. But 20 likes on social media, and you're like, nobody likes me.
yeah, it's true.
I think social media shouldn't be stressful. I think a lot of people get stressed out. What am I going to post? No. I think it's important to remember everyone has something to teach somebody else. And if you look at the lens of what value can I provide somebody, everyone's an expert in something. Even like a boring, say, what I don't find interesting accountant, they can teach something about numbers to the masses in an interesting way, in a real way. So I think that's really important. I saw a talk about how to be better speakers. Like people get stage fright, right? But you would never be scared to just give someone $10,000. Would that make you nervous to do that? No, you'd make you feel good to give that, right? It sound right.
It's the value, right? It's like you're giving value, and that social media too is like, you're not just selling your product, you're giving something too. It's a giving. It's not just taking, views, taking like, you buy from me. It's like, well, I'm going to teach you this way to strip your laundry, and then maybe you'll buy this product from us or whatever. But it's the same thing.
You said it so much better than what I was
I think I just think the word value is huge, and that's like you're doing a speak. That's the thing. You're giving value, and you have to look at it like that. I'm giving something. I'm not taking from them. I'm giving something, and that feels better than taking people's time, taking their energy. Yeah.
Well, exactly. It's an exchange, right? It's an exchange, value for time and things like that. And that's where social media, I think everything is, these days. Nobody does a lot like radio ads and all these other things. So, but how you did explain it was like, I was like, yes, exactly. Like giving things and giving value makes me feel good. So just as much as giving somebody money or, paying it forward in some way. So if you can reframe these things that make you nervous, then you kind of lessen that part of it and just like, just show up and give that value. So
Sure.
Exactly.
And I think being nervous is okay. Like I was so nervous at that speaking engagement we did. That was our first kind of big one. Like, so how you're like, oh, and I feel like we said how nervous we were. So we made everybody, I feel like, a bit more comfortable, right? We're new at this. We don't know what we're doing, like help. And I felt like the crowd was just so supportive, and they could probably sense we were a bit nervous, and we're extra asking questions and laughing, and they're with us. So I think that it's okay. And it's okay on social media to admit like, I'm not comfortable with this, but like, here I go. You know what I mean? And it's just be vulnerable and authentic.
And you guys are going to be speaking again for this same. So that's
I love this. I love like podcasts and talking. Like I'm not shy in this, but in front of, and same, I'm not shy on social media. Like I love that kind of stuff. But then like in a crowd or like Dragons and like face like that kills me, or Robyn's like comfortable. So it's funny. We're so different in like different ways. And but it's like I have a stage fright thing for sure.
It gets you excited though. Like, I think being scared is like, it's kind of fun. It's like an adrenaline, right? Like it's a challenge.
But
it is.
5 list is more speaking engagements. We're like, we picture our business and okay, this is growing now. Like this is a really cool thing we're enjoying, is kind of like talking about it. So
it's a whole new level. It's fun.
Which is such a great way to get out there as well, because events are coming back, right? Like there was, for so many years we didn't like have these events. They were online, but it's not the same. People like to also see in person the people they see online. And you guys do have so much value to provide, and you guys are amazing speakers. Even if it was your first time, like I loved it. I thought it was great. And I would have never thought that was like your very first time doing that. So you guys did an incredible, amazing job. And for someone who eventually one day, like that's on my list, is to get out there and speak. Like it also kind of gave me permission to be nervous too, And I think that's the thing. So showing up with your nervousness, but just doing it anyway is the best way to do it.
Yeah. We also thought we were going to be in one of the small rooms.
Yeah.
And then we got there and they're like, no, you're in the breakout room.
The
We're like,
main
oh
stage.
God, the main stage.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like,
it was
here
good
we go.
we found that out right before versus I would have been a lot more. Yeah. We would have maybe
Oh.
prepared a bit more, but I don't know. I feel like
It was
great.
fine.
But also, and also at the same time, it probably was meant to be exactly the way that it went. You know, like there's got to be a piece of that where you just can't prepare for everything. And sometimes just going with it is being candid as you are with it is the best way to do it. Because then the audience gets that piece of it too, right? They get to share the energy with you and support you and do all that kind of stuff as well. So what is the next step other than speaking and continuing with your business and growing in Dragon's Den? Is there anything else that you guys have coming up?
Well, it's like you said, we do our goals for every year. I think 2025, we were for so many years we were like go 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 go.
Yeah.
And I think 2025 is really trying to like fine tune our systems. And instead of going like this, we want to just go like this a little bit and really get our manufacturing in place, get our team in place, so no big product launches this year.
Yeah, right.
I love how you were like still keeping it open.
I know, because it's true. Like Robyn said, we're always yes people, and we're just like,
Yeah.
let's do it. But we kind of see the stakes are a bit higher now, and we do have to, because we're so busy. Little things have been dropping, where we're like, shit, we have to sell out of this. Oh no, this. So okay, Monika, Robyn, stop and focus and fine tune. I think is the word. We want to fine tune what we have going before we take a next step. We had some ideas of like a second retail location, like a couple things in our works, but I think like Robyn said, it's just like fine tuning our what we have going on before learn that lesson before we kind of.
I think focus is really important. It's one thing that I think that we're not great at. And if anything, Brian Scudamore has taught us is you really need to focus, because he was asking us the same question. Okay, what do you want to do? And we're like, okay, a commercial program, hotels, B&Bs, another store. And then he was like, whoa, like take a breath. Let's focus, And I think that's really good advice for someone like us. And it's hard to do, but that's our goal for 2025.
Focus.
Well, being visionaries and having so many ideas, like I'm one of those, I can have so many ideas. I will have ideas for everybody, but having focus, and last year was my year of like trying to build consistency through everything. It's like that maintenance, right? When you're on like a fitness program or you're doing any kind of program, you get to this point where you're like, okay, now I'm ready to maintain everything. And then you can kind of build on that from there. So it sounds like you're kind of going to be in a bit of a year of maintenance, and just making sure all the systems are flowing the way that they need to, and obviously adjusting as you go, because you have to. There's always going to be different little things that have to be adjusted for.
For sure. I think entrepreneurs, and especially dreamers, if you're a dreamer, you're often an entrepreneur, you like to live in the future. So we've lived in the future for so long. Okay, Dragon's Den this and that, and this is coming up and this is coming up. And I think it's really hard for us to live in the present. And that's going to be a struggle, and that's going to be an adjustment too. Just like
we're dopamine junkies.
Yes,
we
love
are. Those hits. Like it's bad. And we're always saying that sometimes it's just like nothing's happening. We're like, I need something like a reel to go viral, or need something. I need like it's like bad. So we're trying to learn like, that again, just enjoy the moment and post it. Nothing has to be so spiky. It can just,
Do you guys have words for the year? Do you do that? Do you pick a word for your year?
I think it's focus. Yeah.
Mine is spicy strategy. Like I've got two words. I needed spicy somewhere in there, but also like that's my thing, because I am such a dreamer that I then forget that strategy is also so important, which is part of being able to build something from the ground up. If you have no strategy and you're just, who knows where that's going to go. So spicy strategy, because spicy is still that part of me where I feel like I'll be able to still be who I am and have that visionary aspect of everything, but then still continue to have strategy and focus.
Great word.
I love that spicy. I love the spicy.
Spice strategy. You could make it one.
Yeah.
Now my emoji that I keep using is the hot pepper.
I love that.
I'm gonna start. Thank you so very much for being part of the Anchor Your Dreams podcast. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you. All the tidbits that you guys have shared today, I think our listeners and communities will just have so much value from it all. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so much for
much.
having us. You're so great.
That was an awesome conversation.
I forgot we were, like all of a sudden you're like wrapping it. I'm like, oh yeah, we're not just talking.
So otherwise, I could chat for hours and hours and hours.
Being here so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this episode supported you, shared something real, or helped you feel less alone, please share it with another woman who needs to hear it. And if you are looking for community beyond this podcast, you are always welcome inside Solace Collective. Until next time, stay anchored and keep trusting what you are building.